What the fuck was that voice? Oh, okay. You tried the Big Brother voice. Okay, you can tell how bad it was by the fact that I had literally no idea what the fuck you were saying.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ERL Commentary. Hello, Nikita. Hello, Lewis. Welcome to round 6. It's Monaco time. The jewel of the calendar in season 3 for ERL here today. Hopefully, you're all having a lovely weekend so far. Plenty of it still to come, including your ERL F1 race this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are. So hopefully you're enjoying, you're ready for what is going to be, hopefully, another spectacular race. If you can get anywhere near as good as what Spain was a week ago, then I'm pretty sure we're going to have a very successful evening here in the commentary box. Hello, Kalik. Welcome to the stream. Guys, remember, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and like this stream as well. You're meaning it's crashing time. That's very true, Lewis. Obviously, Monaco, very tight around here. Bigger, wider cars, of course. Be interesting to see how the guys handle it, especially on lap 1, of course. If you guys didn't know, of course, the new Spectator 1.10 update came out within the past week. So now in the race, we know when drivers receive penalties. So we don't have to go to the race director, and we can focus even more on the action. Spain last week was an absolute thrill. Hopefully Falcon doesn't die for me. True, Lewis. But we're moving on from last week. We've got a whole new race ahead of us this evening. And you know what, Monaco, it can produce some good racing, but it can also produce some very, not dirty, but a lot of crashes, which some of you may enjoy. So sit back, relax. Looks like we're going to have a lot of fun this Saturday evening. Looking forward to it. Of course, if you don't know what's happening, I believe it is. Yes, Mike is now 35 points clear in the World Championship after Falcon's mistakes last time out cost him the victory in Spain. He didn't get a penalty, unfortunately, but my favourite time of the week. Thank you very much, Alfie. Much appreciated. Yeah, so of course 35 points is the gap after Falcon mistakes last weekend. Here we head to Monaco. I believe Falcon is quicker in time trial, but we've got to focus a lot on the midfield because the midfield is so tight this season. Let's try and focus a little bit on that, but there was so much action at the front, bit like Australia, that we just couldn't take our eyes off it for a second, and when we did, we missed something very important. Hopefully the racing is a little cleaner and the driving's a little cleaner than what we have seen in recent weeks. But I know have a blast here. How far am I off? I'm not sure, Lewis. I don't actually have the standings. I just remember 35. I can get the standings up for you. One problem with the iPhone 10 is that you don't know which way the phone goes round. 1 second, right. So let me just get the... Apologies for the logo, by the way. I haven't updated it because the logo is changed to yellow. So I will change that soon, so apologies, we're still a week behind. So about that, just going to head to the ERL Twitter and look at the I really do like the new logo, by the way, the website, and I'll take a look at the standings for you all. It's 17:01, so you should be getting underway, but we've got 17 drivers. That's pretty good, but that's going to be pretty dangerous around Monaco. Formula 1, I've got the S8 yesterday. Oh, careful it doesn't burn in your hands. Standings and results. Right, okay, so Mike is on 111 points ahead of ERL. Falcon is 76. Mr. Costa is in third with 38 points. George Alice in fourth with 34. Ash Best with 33. Lewis there in 26, and Lewis, you're almost 100 points behind. Mike is running away with it, but the midfield pack is really tight from Falcon Daniel, Mr. Costa, George Alice, Ashbest, Lewis, the OGR1, Croissant Train, Lakitu, Johnny. They've all got over 10 points, and the maximum is 35. So one good race for one of those guys, and that could all switch up. So that's one of the main fights, of course. Mike is 35 points clear. So Falcon requires a win here today. I said that he required a win last weekend. He didn't get it, probably because of a silly mistake he made. If you don't remember, Mike had a penalty, and he could have just backed off, but he tried to be a bit aggressive and got himself a penalty and cost him the victory. And now he could, instead of being 21 points behind, he's now 35. So maybe he'll think about that differently heading into this weekend, this race, sorry. And, you know, he needs to win. If he doesn't, the gap then goes to 42 points, and it all of a sudden becomes a massive uphill battle. There's a long way to go for sure, but 42 points behind will require some good results and probably a bit of luck. But don't get me wrong, you do need a little bit of luck to win a world championship. One thing also that has happened, we're pretty much commentating in pretty much pitch darkness. Here, of course, the clocks went back last weekend in the UK, so we're pretty much commentating in pure darkness, which I like. It's nice and cozy, feels very official now for F1. You know, the whole day has been building up to this. So I'm really looking forward to, hi Mitchell by the way, to the new feature in the spectator cam, which is of course the when drivers get a penalty. It actually shows up now, so really looking forward to that. I haven't actually played F1 for a long time. Of course, COD came out yesterday, and I've been playing that all day, so just thought I'd jump on here, commentate with you all, have a little bit of a break from that. We're waiting for Danny. He's in the wrong car. Okay, well, if he's in the wrong car, I think they should... Oh, it's John Digweed. Well, I think just to get started, we might want to just actually just screw it and go, because we're already 4 minutes late. Sorry, I can hear a weird noise. I'm not sure what it is, so... It sounds like, where's my official invitation? I don't know. I really don't know, Elfie, if I'm honest. Anyway... I hear noises. If you hear noises in the background, apologies, because I don't know what it is. Can I ask you a question? Yes, you can, Nicole. I know what it's going to be. It sounds like a... Whatever it is a very weird noise. But apologies if you can hear it. But yeah. Ignore that. Right then, looks like we'll be taking about 4 years to get going. Alfie is Bugatti. I know that, Lewis. Do you like FF1? Yes, I do. Every week. Every single week. Got to keep it going. As soon as I saw it was you, I knew what the question was going to be. Right. Unfortunately, sorry everyone. Oh, there we go. Looks like they just gave up and put John Dugwood in the Red Bull. Apologies everyone who's waiting on stream, and we're losing viewers. Massive hint to the admins that we need to get going at 5 o'clock if you're not there. So shit. Apologies to everyone who's sat here to enjoy it. FF9 is better than ERL. Go back in a minute. Okay, good for you. Right. Finally, we're getting underway. Don't worry, we're only got 4.3 red lights and away we go. Yes. Indeed. Sounds like a chainsaw. It does sound like a chainsaw. Maybe someone is coming to come and kill me. So if the stream suddenly ends, apologies for that. Right, here we go then. We're loading into qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix. I was going to say the Monacarian, but that just doesn't work, does it? So, the Monaco Grand Prix. Here, who's my tip for pole? I'm going to go for ERL Falcon. I mean, he's going to have to win this race. Got a lot of, annoyance from last race, the way he drove. And I think he'll want to come into this race and try and get it. And I think he'll storm it as well. Mike also said that he hasn't done any practice. I don't believe that for 1 minute, because Mike is a sweaty little tryhard. But yeah, so let's see. Hopefully, any issues we had with the last week, I don't remember any issues with the commentary last week, but any issues we did have been fixed this week. I can take a job. Yeah, go for it. Right, here we go then. Better skip that before we get copyrighted, because I know Johnny didn't do it last week. He just didn't skip it and got copyrighted. That's kind of annoying. They need to change that. They either need to allow it to be seen, not copyrighted, or change it. I'd rather them get it not copyrighted, because I want it in the game. So here we go then. We're here for qualifying in the Monaco Grand Prix. Looks like it's going to be pretty dry. Apologies, pretty dry. So here we go then. Everyone's in the pit lane. We've got 17 drivers for Monaco. We've got a Mercedes coming out of the garage there. People getting ready to get out there. So qualifying then is one qualifying session. It's 12 minutes in this game, not 15 or 18. I think 15 is the perfect time. I'm surprised I didn't share that. So that's a Mercedes coming out, which of course got the Force India of Sean Fitzy, who's racing for the first time in F1. Of course, he has been in, but this is he's only just made this race. Apparently, he's very quick. Oh, and he's just hit the wall on the exit there, and he's not activated. Oh dear, Sean Fitzy has not deactivated the pit limiter and has been rammed at the backside and has been forced out of the pit lane. I think he might have got damage from that. Interesting. There's his teammate, ERL Falcon, 35 points behind the leader. Well. Mike's teammate, the championship leader, Johnny. Look how jam-packed it is there. Apologies, I don't know the corner names very well. There's a lot of damage going on. The two Toro Rossos are deciding to have a little bit of a touching session by the looks of it. And they're very close. Look how close everyone is on track. How is anyone going to be able to set a flying lap here? Definitely Johnny, the two Toro Rossos, and I think that's a McLaren in front of him, of Covis Jimmy. I'm not sure how those guys are going to get a flying lap done. Mike is just behind. Wow, what a train that is. So I think Sean Fitzy, apologise for that. Sean Fitzy might have damage. Yeah, not sure. Right, John 7722 is about to start his lap. He was the first one out. Let's go on board with ERL Falcon. Where is he? There he is. So he's on that lap. He's actually the head of this train, so he's actually got some nice clean air. So he'll be alright. But look at that massive train behind him. Oh no, Johnny's in front, sorry. There's a train in front. Oh god, this is mental. I've got a Covis Jimmy supporter. We're going to watch his lap then. So here we go, Covis Jimmy will start his lap. We're going to go on board then for qualifying laps. Seems cautious through turn one, just trying to get a banker lap in. So what kind of sector times are we looking? Anything in the 18s would be pretty good. Sorry, not any of the 18s. Mid-18s for pole, probably. Yep. Or 19s, I'm not sure, I don't really remember. I think it is 18s. 19.3 from Covis Jimmy. That's probably a little bit off the pace. Let's go on board then with ERL Falcon then. What can he do in the first sector? Remember, Covis Jimmy did a 19.3. What does he do in the first sector? 19 flat, so 0.3 of a second quicker than Covis Jimmy. Did Mike set a time? No, Mike is about to lose the back end. 18.8, so he's 0.2 of a second quicker than ERL Falcon in the first sector alone. On board with Johnny, Mike's teammate, trying to... Oh, that's a corner cut. Surprised that's not an invalidation from Johnny. He got a little bit lucky there, but he's actually probably gained him a little bit of time here. So very, very tight now. Through the swimming pool session, it's a 1:11.4 from Lewis. That's not bad. Johnny swiving all over the place. Into Raskas now. There's a little bit of traffic there. Runs a little bit wide into Raskas. And oh, he almost hits the back of the Sauber. Into Anthony Knows now. Running a little bit wide. DRS wide open for Johnny. And it's a 1:12 flat. Not the best from Johnny. On board with ERL Falcon into Anthony's nose now. And very good there. Let's see what kind of time ERL Falcon does. It's a 1:11.3. That's the quickest so far. Will Mike be able to beat it? Has to be the 1:11.3. Will he? Yes, he can. 1:11 flat from the championship leader. Very good lap from him. So Johnny did get invalidated by the looks of things. But look at that massive train then of people. The next week, are you Bugatti? Interesting to see what the admins think about that. Oh, and Sean Fitzy has hit his teammate. Now, that was interesting. I don't know if Sean Fitzy knows on an outlap, but he might have got damage there from his own teammate. So Force India not going well there. Lakitu is he right? No, Falcon has let him through. Let's not go on board with Lakitu then. He is on a flying lap, of course. A lot of people seem to be really risking the track limits there, of course, at the chicane. You expect that, though, because you can gain quite a lot of time if you do that. So it doesn't surprise me here. Through the swim pool looks nice and tidy. This will be where a lot of drivers will gain time. Only the best there. Nice through Raskas into Anthony's nose now. Anthony knows, not Anthony's nose. That'll be dodgy. So DRS wide open now for Lakitu. What kind of lap time is this going to be for him? It's a 1:11.1. Very good lap time from Lakitu. That splits Mike and Falcon, putting him on the front row of the grid. If it is crashing seems realistic. Indeed it does. Mitchell. Talking about Force Indias, let's go on board with Sean Fitzy. He's backed off, I think, of that lap. John Digweed then. 19.5 in the first sector. That's about 8 or 9 tenths. Oh dear, Nickel. A little bit off the pace in the first sector, but plenty of time to get it back. Heavy braking zone out into the chicane. Runs a little bit wide. Oh, locks up. That's going to lose him quite a bit of time because he ran quite deep there into the chicane. Did he? Got to keep it there. Wasn't quite flat through there. Didn't quite commit to it. This seems to be quite an easy lap from John Digweed, especially through there. Not really committing to that lap. Oh, and he's just hit the wall. Sean Fitzy, I don't think, is on a flying. Look at that, sector 1. Oh, someone's just put it in the wall, I think, at sector 2. Joe Ruru now on a flying lap. No, he's not. He's just coming into the pit lane. I told my mum ASAP. So that's the Mercedes coming out of, not sure who that was. ERL Falcon is out on a lap and he's 6/10 up. Wow. So Falcon is 6/10 up. Look at that. He could be 3/10 quicker than Mike. So he might have lost quite a bit of time on his lap then. He's got an AI run out of fuel. Okay, so as Mike just said, a 10.3. Wow. 7/10 of a second quicker than his previous. We just missed that. So well done, Mike. We know Falcon was 6/10 up through the second, but then ran out of fuel and had to dive into the pit lane. So we know Falcon definitely has more pace, because Clay 14 has also done a 1.24, 11.124, but Mike 10.3, that could take some beating. Yep. Well done for the championship leader. Interested to see who can match that. Obviously we've seen Falcon has more pace. But yeah, a lot of people on an out lap then. Or on in laps, of course. Very surprising from Mike. He'll have plenty of time. It's just under 5 minutes remaining to go out and do another. I can set a high 9. Yes, but that's in time trials. It's different. I know Falcon's time trial lap is a 9.4. So, unless it isn't in time trial, then good for you. Got distracted by the Force Indias. Yeah, there's a lot of people out on track here, so... But don't worry, Lakeith, that was still a very strong lap. So Lakeith might have a bit more pace if he's saying he got distracted by the Tour's Force Indias. Talking about Force India. Nope, I thought I saw a Force India go out the pit lane, did I? Yes, I did. It's Sean Fitzy. He's still not yet set a lap. He's had damage both times he's come out on his out lap. The first time he got rammed at the backside. The second time, he hit his teammate into the hairpin. Look at the traffic there. That Mercedes might be on a flying lap. So, be careful. It's John. He is. So, be careful, guys. John in the Mercedes is on a flying lap. Well done, Lickle. 19.4. That's about 6 or 7 tenths off the pace in the first sector alone. That proves how quick Mike's lap was. Good for you, Lickle. Very well done. That was a very good lap. So, he might get held up a bit here, will John? Oh, well. So, ERL Falcon has made his way out. Mike is just into the pit lane. I want to keep an eye on Sean Fitzy because I know he's a quick driver. So, Falcon in 8th gear. That tells me he's only got fuel for 1 lap. Sean. Wow, Sean. Oh, Shawnee. I saw that. Have to refer to the stewards to that one. He's obviously done that to get better track position. We've got it on the stream, so I'm not sure how the stewards will feel about that. They might have no issue with it. Anyway, we'll watch his lap. Surprised he didn't get this and next for that. But yeah, he cut straight across the chicane. We saw that. So it's an 18.8 from Mike in the first. We've got to keep an eye on ERL Falcon because he's also will be setting a lap. But we're going to keep an eye on Sean Fitzy because I know he's a quick driver and I want to see if he can beat Mike. So Mike gets an 18.8 on his other laps. He might be even quicker than that. So he's got to be trying to get an 18.7 or 18.6. Oh, a little wide. That's going to cost him way too much time. And a 19.1. That's not going to be quick enough for pole position. Falcon then running 8th gear. That tells me, as I said earlier, that he only has fuel for 1 and he wants to save it. Mike's coming out of the pit lane. Has Falcon got clear air? That will be the crucial part. Coming through to Anthony's nose now. Not Anthony's nose, Anthony knows. Apologies. Here we go then, ERL Falcon. We know he has time. Of course, we saw him a few tenths up. Let's take a look at this lap. 19 flat he did last time. He's got to try and get to the mid-18s if he wants to get pole position here this afternoon. Yeah, 10.3 is what he's got to beat. 18.7 or 18.6 in the first sector. Oh, he's at the wall. That's not going to be good for him. He backs off straight away. So Falcon then, will he have enough fuel? We saw him running 8th gear. Yeah, we saw him running 8th gear, didn't we? On board Sean Fitzy. This lap is not very good at all. Wow, Sean Fitzy is going to be outside the top 108, I think, isn't he? Yeah, he is. His lap wasn't even good enough. He was outside the top 109 or 110%, whatever it was. 110, okay. John Digweed also yet to set a competitive lap time. We saw him going a bit easy. Going easy again into that corner. Johnny has retired in P16. Oh dear, has Johnny put it in the wall? There's yellows in 2 and 3. On board Mike then for his flying lap. It's an 18.8 from Mike. Let's see if he can beat that. So remember, we've got ERL Falcon who's about to start his next lap. Oh, is he on a quick already? ERL Falcon might be on a quick one. No, he's not. So ERL Falcon's about to start his. Mike then 18.8 last time out in the first sector. What does he do now? It's an 18.8 also, so he's on target to match his current time. Sean Fitzy, I think he might be on a flying now. On board then with ERL Falcon. It was an 18.8 from Mike in the first sector. Can ERL Falcon beat that? He'll have to take some doing. He looked a bit scruffy in his first few laps. It's 18.828, I think it was, from Mike. 18.808, that seems quicker than Mike. So Falcon, if he can then put this lap together, could be quicker than Mike. Mike has backed off of his lap then. So it's all down to ERL Falcon. You see, Mazes has got a 0 place grid penalty. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so very much so. So it's down to ERL Falcon unless someone else can put a lap. Where is Sean Fitzy? It's only good enough for P8 for him. So all eyes then on ERL Falcon, whether he can beat Mike's lap. See, it's pretty good so far. He was a few tenths up in the first sector. Of course, I can't tell you whether he's purple or not because I didn't see what his first one says. Yellows here. Oh no, Falcon's going to get held right up here by John Digweed. He's got to keep pushing in the hope that John Digweed gets out of his way. This is going to be so tense. Runs a little wide into Raskas. He might have got held up a little bit there. He's as he knows. And oh, he's hit the wall. And Falcon's going to be round. That's not going to be good enough for pole position from Falcon. How annoyed is he going to be? And unfortunately for him, Lewis though could still put his car on the front row or maybe even pole position. Oh no, maybe not. So out goes Lewis in qualifying. Clay is about to set a lap. Can he improve on his lap time? He can. No, he didn't. He did by 7 tenths. Clay did a 10.1. Nikita just did a 10.4. Look at that. So he was close to Mike. Nikita definitely on the pace this weekend. So how annoying for Falcon. He got stuck right behind John Digweed, meaning that he's going to be starting P4 and round Monaco. That's not good for him. He needs to win this race, must win, and he's starting P4. But a good qualifying for Lakitu and Clay. Lewis only good enough for 5th, but Mike there in 1st. But Lakitu wasn't too far off, so he definitely seems to be having some pace. It's Mike on pole here then in Monaco, followed by Lakitu, followed by Clay 14, followed by ERL Falcon. Disappointing qualifying for him. He definitely had more pace. Lewis in 5th, George Alice in 6th, Covis Jimmy in 7th, Sean Fitzy in 8th. Disappointing lap for him. Mazes has a 5 place grid penalty. We saw that come up. It did say 0 place, but we did see that come up in the race. So getting ready then. Hello Zana, welcome to the stream. Give it a like if you guys enjoyed that qualifying session. It sets us up for a pretty interesting race then over the next 45 minutes here at the Monaco Grand Prix. So Mike is on pole. Falcon didn't really get a chance to set a lap. He did, of course, but it wasn't a quick one. We saw him 7 or 8 tenths up on his Delta, so he probably made a mistake. Welcome Hasnain to the stream. He probably made a mistake on his lap, so he definitely had more time, but it's only good enough for P4 for him, and he's already 35 points behind Mike in the championship. I know it's very early doors to be talking about the championship. So, okay, Elfie, after the stream, as always. Right, so this is going to set up for an interesting race, of course. Guys, I just want to warn the drivers to be careful on lap 1. That was a nice lap from Lakitu. Very well done. He's probably my star of qualifying. So here we go then. Oh, no, we do have a formation lap. We'll put telemetry on and tyres. We'll put interval and we'll put position change on for the first lap. So, you can run through the order then. On the left-hand side, of course, that is, of course, the grid. 39 laps here around Monaco. Hopefully the drivers be careful and we don't get too many issues. I'm not sure if they fixed the safety car, but if they have, hopefully it's in the game. I'll just check the game settings for you all. Safety car's off, so there's no safety car coming on, unfortunately. So excited. Good. I lost my front wing. Go on lap 1. Oh, and yeah, that's the problem with Monaco. Lap 1 Monaco is very, very crazy. Good luck, says Bent. Yeah, good luck to all the drivers. Try and keep it clean for the first lap, but let's have some good racing as well. You know, it's always good to have good racing. So Mike's on pole, the championship leader by 35 points. This is number 35. I'm not sure. If it is, then that's... Is it? Is it? It might be, you know. I'm not sure. Mike's number might be 35, is it? I can't see. it might be 35. If Mike's number 35, but he's 35 points clear in the championship, it's 53. Okay, I got the digits right. Yeah, thank you very much, Hasnain. Lakitu in second. What can he do? Don't count him out, because he had some good pace in qualifying. Was only just over a 10th off Mike. So, yeah, don't count him out at all. Clay, I think he's new to the league. Undercut will be OP, very true. Yes, so Clay, I don't really know him, so he might have some pace. Falcon, it's all eyes on him, really. He's got to do a lot. He's 35 points behind, and he's starting P4 around Monaco. He's got to have a good race. Lewis starting a bit further back than where he was last week. He was on pole last week. George Annis, he's consistently in the top 7 or 8. Really good season so far for him, but here we go. Johnny all the way at the back of the grid. We're just getting ready for 5 red lights. Here we go then. The 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. So Lakitu comes straight across there to try and cover off the guy in 3rd place. That's Clay. So down the inside goes Lakitu. And defends it. Falcons goes round the outside. Oh, I think that's Clay there in P3. So Falcons picked up P3 off the start. Lots of position changes in the midfield then as we head in to the turn 4, I think it is. Yeah, so Falcons managed to gain a position off the start. Very good for him. But as I say that, he loses the back end a little bit. But crucial for Falcon. Clay takes a look down the inside. And that's Lewis, who's just hit the wall there. Not good for him. Lewis has put it in the wall there. That is going to be yellows. Not good for him. I just saw him plough into the wall. That wasn't anything of anything's fault but himself. Indeed, so you got the position change there on the left for the first lap. Lakitu then managed to be keeping up there. The top 4, there is already a gap spreading here, but Falcon has done a great job to gain a position off the start. He needed to do that though, because of course he was starting P4, and we know how tricky it is to overtake here. So yellows in sector 2, that's for Lewis's car. No safety car, of course, because it's still glitched, I believe, so it's turned off in the settings. Yeah, so Lakitu is right on the back of Mike. Oh, and he loses the back end a little bit there through Raskas. All the cars seem to be sliding all over the place here on the first lap. Yep, cold tyres is what it is. So this next lap, we're going to be able to see who is the quickest driver here. Gap, of course, won't really appear for the next 4 or 5 laps, but Lakitu is pretty close to Mike, as Mike made a minor error in turn 1. Falcons falling a little bit back off Lakitu, maybe on purpose to save tyres, and also to save to get away from the dirty air, of course, because he realised it's a very long race here, and it will be quite key on strategy. Clay also dropped back, and George Annis is up into 5th, and has dropped quite far back from 4th already. Sean Fitzy's also had a good start, gaining 2 positions, so a good start for the 2 Force Indias then. Sean Fitzy up into 6th position. Cobbis Jimmy, apologies, maintaining his place in P7. Pedrick then, a 3-place game, but that's Mas-Sace, I think that is, gaining 5 positions off the start. Remember, he had a 5-place grid penalty, so he's pretty much eliminated that 5-place grid penalty. Thank you very much, Jake. So Crasson seems to be right on the back of him. Let's focus right again on the front. Lakitu is falling back from Mike. You can see Mike is already over a second clear, and look how close Falcon is to Lakitu, and Lakitu's pit, so Lakitu might have damage, because I think he's got a pit very early there. That might be why he's losing so much time to Mike, because he has damage. Let's see if he changes his front wing. He doesn't, so that's just a strategy call from Lakitu, unless he's made an error. Oh dear. He's not releasing from the pit box, so he might be AFK there. A lot of people pitting early on here, maybe for a strategical call. I thought they had damage. Falcon battling the car, wrestling the car there through the casino. Right side of front wing. Thank you very much, Hasnain. Yes, I thought he did have damage, but he didn't change it, interestingly. A lot of people pitting then after the first few laps. Let's change it then to currently fitted, so we can see what tyres are on. Pedrick is on the soft, so he'll play a massive part. Mr. Costa's gone on the soft. Who pitted? It was Lakitu. He's gone on to the super soft. He has fixed it. Okay, thank you very much, Don. It just didn't come up on the screen, or I was blind. One of the two. So Mike is already 1.5 seconds clear. That's a great start for Mike. Clay has dropped back 1.5 seconds from Falcon. George Annis is a further 2.3 seconds behind. And then Sean Fitzy, another 2.3 seconds behind. Collis Jimmy, then another 2.6 seconds behind it. John goes on the inside of Pedrick. They're side by side here coming into the swimming pool. A good move from John, who's of course on those quicker, ultra soft compound tyres than of course Pedrick is on the softs. Just keep an eye on that. Falcon has gained 3/10 in that final sector. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race, so quicker than Mike on that occasion. Just going to push me into the wall from behind, whoever that was. Okay, we'll take a look at that after the race, Lewis. Apologies there, not really sure what happened. So we'll just take a look at that after the race, send it to the stewards, and they will take a look. So the gap is maintained then through the first sector between Mike and Falcon. Will we have another ding-dong battle between these two drivers like we did in Spain a week ago? Yep. You can see the gaps are pretty much stalemate within the top 6. John is pulling away from Pedrick, of course, because of course John is on the quicker tyre. Croissant Train might catch Pedrick then. We'll keep an eye on that because, of course, he's on the super soft. Just keep an eye on the gap between Mike and Falcon. It's back to extended to 1.5. So they're going to be the same in Sector 1. Mike quicker in Sector 2, but Falcon quicker in Sector 3. Yep. For sure. So Joe Rue also, so a lot of people already pitted, I believe. Let's just change that to stop so we can see who's pitted. So Lakitu is the first of the pitters. He pitted on lap 2. He, of course, qualified second. And he has pitted on lap number 2. So Johnny has got a 3-second time penalty already for multiple warnings. So that's not good for Johnny. And Joe Ruru has just retired. As I say that, Joe Ruru has put it in the water in the swimming pool. Oh dear. His safety car was on. We probably would have already had 2 of them. But of course safety car is not on. And we've already got a 10-second time penalty from Maze for corner cutting. I think he's gone straight over the chicane then, isn't he? He's done that. Lot of penalties going on. We're only on the 5th lap of this race. Lots of penalties. Maze's, of course, also got a 5-place grid penalty. So, yeah, wow. He's definitely pushing the track limits around here. Definitely an aggressive driver to watch out for. Yep, well, Clay, of course. The gap between Clay is 1 and Falcon is 1.4 and 1.5. The gap between Falcon and Mike is 1.4, 1.5. So those three... Oh, Maze is retired. Okay, thanks very much. Those three... the gaps between those three are pretty much the same. You can see not much action going on in track. In fact, Nikita is closing right up to the back of Johnny. Have they both pitted? No, they haven't. So Johnny is just doing his teammate a bit of a treat here. Here goes Nikita there, rounding his inside, and Johnny is going to let him through. I thought Johnny was doing his teammate a Ferrari a little bit of a treat, which of course Mike. Cobbis Jimmy has now got a 3-second time penalty from race control. So yeah, interesting. Sean Fitzy into the pits. Yep, definitely see it's going to be soft tyres for Sean Fitzy for the Force India. Strategic call from Force India. No front wing change, or maybe there was. No front wing change, just a strategic call to go to the end now on those softs. Definitely doable. If you're Falcon, the only thing you could really do at the moment is try and attempt an undercut. Maybe go a few more laps and go supers and do the undercut. Nikita was also now got a 3-second time penalty. That's probably because he's pushing to the limits on those supers. He may be committing to a 2-stop strategy. Left side of his wing was broken. How do you know all this, Hastain? Unbelievable. Right, so Cobbis Jimmy then is right, John, is right on the back of Cobbis Jimmy. We saw John make a great move on... I can't remember who it was, but made a great move on them. I think it was... I can't remember who it was, actually. But made a great move on them. And I'm sure he'll be quite capable of doing it here on John... On Cobbis Jimmy, apologies. So he seems to be this lovely helicopter cap. Oh, and that's John, 77.22. Just hit the wall, and he's lost a little bit of time there. Don't think he would have got damage from that. But definitely, yeah... hit the wall there. So 3-second time penalty coming in for Sean Fitzy, and he's just pitted. So a lot of penalties coming already, and we're only on lap 7. We know Monaco is quite strict with the track limits, but the driver's really pushing it to try and find as much time as possible. So that gap at the front is now 1.7, 1.6. Falcon's only hope here is to attempt an undercut, isn't he? That might be his only hope. He has to start thinking about that because the gap is pretty much maintaining every single lap. So that is realistically going to be his only hope, to try and get Mike here. Yeah, it will be. See, Clay is falling back a tiny bit. George Alice dropping back quite a lot. And then there's a massive 7-second gap to Cobbis Jimmy, who's holding up John here and almost forming a little bit of train with Pedrick behind it. That was the move that John made, but Pedrick, of course, is on the soft. We're just going to change that to tyre so we can see the tyres. of course. So Quassock Train is the first of the super soft runners, but I believe he started on the super soft. I think Lakitu is the first of the pitters, the early pit stoppers. But you can see John Digweed is starting to hold up. Cobbs Jimmy, apologies, is starting to hold up. Oh, and a snap of oversteer there. We've seen a lot of drivers struggle with that, including, especially through Raskas in qualifying. So Cobbs Jimmy's still struggling with that. Joe, of course, John, sorry, has DRS. But again, it's so difficult to overtake here. He's just not going to be close enough. Problem with Monaco is you don't really get good racing, and that's Pedrick then, who's just got a 3-second time penny. Lakitu is just overtaken Danny. Very well done for him, and he's on a charge on the super soft. Bear in mind he started P2, but he's already pitted. John Digby now joins the many drivers with penalties. Yep. I don't think the front two have got penalties yet. Falcon is dropping back, quite a bit to Mike now. 2.2 seconds. Yeah, I think he might pit this lap then, if he's dropping off that much time. Might be pitting this lap, would make sense. Sector 2 yellows, who's that? Anyone put it in the wall? I don't think so. Right, we're going to go on board with ERL Falcon. Does he pit? He does, yeah, thought so. So here comes ERL Falcon then, attempting the undercut on Mike. All he needs to do now is find a little bit of clean air, but what if he comes out behind... Sean Fitz is his teammate, of course. Lakitu, that's the big one. We're going on board with Lakitu now. Will he come out? Oh, I think he's going to come out right in that train, is Falcon. That's not good for him. Falcon is going to come out. No, he's not. Just in front of that train. That's really good for Falcon. He's got a lovely bit of clean air, Falcon. That's a perfect stop from Force India. Perfect timing. A few seconds slower, and he'd be right in that train behind him. So, very well done for Falcon. He's got some nice clean air. He can push like hell as Mr. Costa gets a 3-second time penalty and try and undercut Mike. Mike's in the tunnel then. Realistically, Mike has to respond, doesn't he? Mike has to pit. Otherwise, he's just going to lose too much time with the undercut. And as we said, it's very difficult to overtake here. So he doesn't really want to take his chances. So pretty much forcing Mike to pit is Falcon. We know Falcon isn't the best on his tyres. So it's probably forcing Mike to pit. Of course, Mike, if he doesn't pit, then he's losing a lot of time. And of course, the more time you lose, Falcon will probably overtake him. Mike does pit, responds straight away as John Digby retires. No surprise, Mike pretty much has to respond straight away. That takes the power out of Mike's hand a little bit. He forced onto a strategy that he maybe didn't want to go onto. So he's on the same tyre as Falcon. But Falcon is a long way back. And Mike is coming to the end of the pit lane. And Falcon is only coming into Anthony Nose now. And Mike is already out. Ahead of George Alice. No, he's not. George Alice has got Mike. That's so crucial for Falcon. George Alice has got Mike, and now Mike is going to get held up an absolute treat here, and Falcon can catch him. George Alice be pitting very, very soon though, but George Alice has come out right ahead of Mike, and Mike is going to get so much dirtier, and it's going to get held up a treat, and George Alice is defending it. This is not good for Mike, and as you can see, Falcon is caught right up already. That's how crucial dirty air is. Look, right on the back already. So it's game on then. Could have another, oh, and Nikitu's come out of the pits. So he just said he's collected with a crash. Oh, dear me. So, yeah, we could have another battle here. Mike goes up the inside. He takes a look. Does he go down the inside? No, he pulls back behind George Alice, who's holding up Mike. And Falcon is now right on the back. But Mike takes a look at down the inside, but thinks better of it. Mike is just getting held up here after held up. You can see George Alice has done Falcon so many favours already. Is Falcon going to take a look into Raskas? He looks at it. He goes down the inside. Does Falcon into Raskas? But he's going to lose so much time into there. DRS Falcon seems to be right on the back of Mike, but not on the back. Mike is not on the back of George Alice then. Falcon could go for a move in turn one. Thinks better on it. Of course, he's a bit further, a bit too far back on that occasion. He's right behind him though, going up the hill. They could be side by side. Going up the kill. Falcon is swimming all over the place. He's going to try and slot it around the outside. It's Falcon. Mike defends it. No, he doesn't. Falcon takes the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix with a great move. Mike takes a look, but Falcon defends it well. Falcon with a phenomenal move takes the lead, or the net lead, of this Monaco Grand Prix. It's all gone wrong for Mike. Yeah, but remember now, Falcon is now in the dirty air and is now being held up by George Alice. What Falcon has to do now is he has to get past George Alice, push hard and try and get some air between him and Mike. He does. He takes a look at the inside but thinks better of it. was a great move from Falcon, wasn't it? Really very well done. But as I said, he's just getting the same treatment that Mike got. It's not really helped him much because, of course, Mike... both Mike's given the space. Of course, he doesn't want to risk it and put it in the wall. He has got a long way to go. Mike is going to take a look here into Raskas. No, he's not. Is George Alice going to pit? He still doesn't pit. Mike seems to be as close as Falcon was. So Mike could look for a move then into turn 1. Falcon has to get rid of George Alice. And then, of course, put some gap between him and Mike. He stays behind him, though. Does Falcon. Falcon could go for V2 here. Round the outside up the hill again. It's going to be the second time lucky for Falcon here. He did it on Mike. Round the outside of George Alice. George Alice defends it well. And what a move yet again from Falcon. 2 laps in a row. Mike takes a look then, down the inside goes Mike, and Mike gets the move done. 2 phenomenal moves by the 2 leaders, and they're right on the back of each other again. Great move from Falcon, exceptional move from Mike. They're just, anything you can do, I can do better, says Mike. Great moves from both drivers on George Alice, but Falcon done that twice in 2 laps. What a drive so far from Falcon. This could be an exceptional race between these 2, of course. They've already done some phenomenal moves here around Monaco. With these 2 battling, anything could happen. Absolutely, same tyre compound, same strategy. It's all about pure pace and braveness almost around Monaco. Who is brave enough to go for those moves? Falcon was incredibly brave going up the hill both times. There's waved yellows there. Not sure who that's for. That might be for Croissant Train, who's losing positions. No, it's not. He's just been overtaken by Pedrick. So now what happens? Yeah, yeah, I don't know what happens now, to be honest, because, of course, we said it's very difficult to overtake. Well, we say that, but, of course, we just saw Falcon and Mike pull off some exceptional moves, but it's very difficult to overtake around here. We don't really know the pace. The pace was very similar in the first stint. They're both on the first strategy. Of course, it's advantage Falcon, really. Mike seems to course up quite a bit, catch up quite a bit there in the hairpin. Nikita has just set a fastest lap of the race there. He's pitted twice, though. Yeah, I'm very intrigued here. I think we could have another side-by-side battle for the whole race like we did in Spain between the same 2 drivers. But it's just the same. Mike takes a look at it, and I think he may have hit it then. He goes sideways. He looks up the inside, but doesn't go for it. Thinks better of it. He was almost looking like he was going to go sideways. He might have hit the side pod of Falcon there. Might have, of course. Mike is going to go for it down the inside of Raskas. He looks at it. He's still there, but Falcon defends it well. On board with Mike, you can see he's very close, as long as he doesn't get that snap of oversteer, which he doesn't. DRS wide open now, but you can see he's probably too far back on this occasion to try and make a move. Mike, I would say, looks the quicker of the 2 drivers at the moment, but Falcon is doing what he has to do. He's only defending Mike, which is all he has to do, because he's in net P1 of the race. Mike runs a little bit wide, losing quite a bit of time there to Falcon. It wouldn't surprise me if we got a bit like Russia with Falcon, when he had a snap of oversteer and put it in the wall. That could happen to any driver here with Monaco, because oversteer is it just happens so often on this game. And of course with Monaco, with the wall so close to you, you could just hit the wall and it could be game over. So you know what, we could see either of these 2 just do it. Yeah, for sure. I don't think either of them have a penalty. We would have seen it, of course, or one of them in the chat would have seen it. This is going to be frustrate Michael. Of course it will. Cliffy is going to be right behind Falcon in his dirty A. Thinks he's quicker as well. Falcon has the better pace, says Cliffy. Be interesting to see as the race develops. Falcon is definitely pushed away on this lap, but Mike made a little bit of a mistake. But of course, mistakes, of course, just accounts for the pace. So, yeah, but Mike has still got DRS. But again, this lap is going to be too far. Clay has pitted, but he's going to be on super softs to the end, not soft. So he might be a threat near the end of the race. Just bear that in mind. He's not that far behind. If these two start battling, he's on a quicker compound as well that can make it to the end. Don't count him out just yet. Indeed is. Mike has gained around a 10th since the final sector of the last lap. I would say, honestly, that Mike has the quicker pace at the moment, but because of dirty air in that middle sector, he loses quite a lot of time to Falcon. we could see these two having a phenomenal battle the whole race. It's Sean Fitzy with another penalty. I don't think either of these two have got a penalty. That could be just what decides this race. If either of these two drivers gets a penalty, unfortunately it was going to be like that in Spain, so hopefully not. Hopefully we can just let these guys go at it and drive the absolute wheels off their car, and the best let the best man win. I think that's how it should be. Mike is definitely caught on this lap. I think Mike's quicker, even with dirty air he's catching. Mike might be close enough on this lap. Looks at the inside of Raskas, but Falcon defends well. Mike might be close enough on this lap, maybe a little bit too far away with DRS. There's still wave yellows there, not sure what that's for. Definitely too far away, but if he can get a good exit of turn 1, he might go for it up the hill. We've seen him do it before on George Alice, but no, Falcon seems to have the better exit out of turn 1. Yeah, one penalty could be the difference. You are right there, Bence, very much. It will be the difference, I think. The other guy will just back off and just enjoy it, I think. So, Akita is just overtaking George Alice there, who's just pitted. Pedrick has got a penalty. Very interesting, and kind of a bit of a stalemate here. Well, not really, but kind of. Mike is pretty much not really gaining or losing time over every lap, but he's not close enough to make a move. So this could be the way it's going to be to the end. It's Monaco at the end of the day. So dirty air makes a massive difference. Look how much Mike has closed up in this middle sector. Mike needs a good final sector, then he can get close enough here. He doesn't go for it in Raskas, unlike he has done on previous. He definitely seems a lot closer this lap than last. He might just go for it here. DRS open here. This might be enough for Mike, an invitation. Here you go, the doors open. Mike gets so close with a good exit here. He could be going for the move up the hill. So Mike's into the slipstream here. We've already seen a move into the hill here. Mike then, is he going to take a look? No, Falcon positions his car pretty well from what I can see, and Mike runs a little bit wide, but so does Falcon. And is he going to take a look down the inside? No, he won't. So Mike definitely getting a lot closer on that occasion yet again. Falcon is ill. It may decide it. Let's focus. Falcon is ill apparently. That may decide it, yeah, especially if Mike presses him. See how Falcon handles it. It's a required win for Falcon. As I said, he's already 35 points behind Mike. These two battling out for the championship is phenomenal. Pretty much every race we've seen these two battling. Australia, we saw it. Bahrain, we saw it. Russia, we was there. We saw it in Spain, and now in Monaco. So these two are going to provide an absolute stunning championship fight, can I say. Don't go anywhere this season, because these two are going to provide us with some phenomenal entertainment every single race by the looks of things. Of course, next week in Canada, of course, where Falcon is a little bit quicker. That'll be probably the first track where Falcon's quicker than Mike. So Falcon's done well this year, but he requires to win this race. So Mike is close again, but I think he's too far back once again. He might want to think about braking earlier into turn 1 to get a better run up the hill, because he seems to be braking pretty late, and that is, of course, affecting his traction. Clay can be interesting at the end of the race, yep, for sure, because he seems to be catching it. So keep an eye on that gap between Clay and Mike. Long way back is John, who's just pitted off the Ultra Softs to the Super Softs. He's also changing his front wing. Nikita then is back into P4. Remember, he qualifies P3. Mike then seems to be so close, and I get on board, and they're almost touching front rear to rear wing. Look at Clay. Clay is catching here. Clay is gonna get involved at the end of the race. He's also on a quicker compound. Yep, so Clay's going to get right involved then, as long as these two keep battling for a long time, and I think that is going to occur. I think if Mike overtakes him, I don't think he's just going to pull away. I think the pace of these two is so similar. See, the gap is barely changing every lap. One mistake, the gap changes dramatically. If they both have a perfect lap, to be honest, the gap pretty much maintains. Mike needs a good final sector. He might want to think about braking earlier into Antonino's as well, just to try and get better runs. Or is he just trying to brake later? He seems to be brake earlier there. Here we go. DRS for Mike. He seems a little further back. Clay is catching quickly, but maybe he'll brake later into turn 1, will Mike? Earlier, sorry. Doesn't really. And again, has sacrificed himself traction. I was thinking maybe when he's a lot closer, maybe not on this lap. Clay has not caught much in that final sector. Maybe not on this lap, but the previous lap. He would have liked to have broke earlier, got better traction, and then try and catch him going up into Casino. We're at an awkward stalemate now. You can see the gaps between cars as this is the only real battle on track. Just keep an eye on that gap between Clay and Mike. So Falcon has gained about 0.2 of a second a lap. Falcon done two very good overtakes. He's focused, and this Michael is going to get past. It's all on Michael. Yeah, I would agree, Cliffy. Falcon, we know he's defended very well this season all round already, so we know he's an exceptional defender. It's all on Mike, really, isn't it? Falcon had the right strategy. George Alice played a massive part in this race. Falcon performed 2 stunning moves, and that's why he's leading the race. Mike is all up the inside. Mike looks at it, but too risky. But Mike was all over the back of him there, into the through the swimming pool. Can Mike get close enough, though, through the final corner? Not really sure. I haven't missed the Costa. Apologies. But again, he looks close. Is he close enough? Again, Mike try the braking early tactic. Does he? No, he doesn't. Still braking late, compromising his traction a little bit. But if he gets pretty good traction. But again, he's just a little bit too far. Clay has caught about 0.4 of a second on that lap. So he's going to play a massive part in this race and near the end. Mike just seems to be edging closer every single lap. But because it's Monaco, it's just so tight. We'll check the warnings then only. We know neither of them have a penalty. So 1 warning for Falcon, 2 for Mike. So pressure is even more now on Mike because he has 2 warnings. Falcon only has 1. So, and of course Falcon's defending, Mike is attacking. So there's a lot of pressure on Mike here. So it's all down to Mike here. Falcon isn't really going to do much wrong as long as he makes no mistakes. We're going to look at that. Clay is catching rapidly. He's already caught 0.4, this lap. Clay is really catching. The only thing that really favours Mike is that, as Johnny gets another 3-second time penalty, that's his 3rd one now. The only thing that really favours Mike is the fact that Falcon put his tyres on 1 lap later. Mike is close. Mike is very close. Is he going to go for it? Down the inside goes Mike. No, he doesn't. But he's going to be very close here. Gets probably better traction now. We could see a move here. Slipstream up. Mike could see a move into Casino. Do we? He doesn't. He's just too far back. Clay has lost time in the final sector, though. He's only gained 1/10 over that lap. If Clay continues to catch like this, Michael will see it and more than likely try to overtake before the Clay catches. Yeah, good point from Cliffy. Mike might try to go for a more aggressive move than normal, but he realises Clay isn't catching massively. Clay is losing quite a bit of time. Mike definitely seems quicker in the 3rd sector, for sure, but then that final corner, he just doesn't seem to get close enough for the DRS. Falcon's doing everything he can, if I'm honest, and needs to. There's nothing that Falcon isn't doing here. There's way together. There's lapped cars up ahead. So, they may have. That's Sean Fitzy, isn't it? That is Sean Fitzy. I think he spun or something. Yep, so, and look at that. That is allowed. Clay's a little further back than I thought. Sorry. There's lapped cars up ahead. That, if they hold up Falcon, that might help it. Mike's right on the back. Mike is right on the back. Here we go. Mike seems to be closer again than last lap. There's lapped cars as well. It's going to give Falcon a little bit of dirty air. Mike doesn't go for it here, but into the up the hill here. It's an AI car, luckily for Falcon. If it goes on AI, though, it's ripped Falcon, though. But no, it is AI. So Falcon can just drive straight through it. And Mike seems to be losing a bit of time in the 1st sector, probably because of dirty air. Yep. Clay again has lost time that lap. He's not really keeping up his pace as Clay, which is unfortunate. Be good to see him get involved because he's not. Oh, that was Falcon. No, it's not. It's Sean Fitzy. I thought that was Falcon there who went wide, but no, it wasn't. We've got a lot of lapped cars then. AI cars, of course, that is. Oh, Mike seems to have lost a bit of time there through the tunnel. No, he's caught it right back up, though. As I said, we could have this the whole race. Mike right on the back of him. Nothing really happening. You can see the rest of the field is pretty much dead straight. Like Clay's losing time, unfortunately, now. Sean Fitzy's left the session. Yeah, there's no one other within a gap of 2 seconds. This is the only battle. Such a sick race, especially around Monaco, if Clay can catch, but unfortunately he's losing too much time. Mike again is close. The gap is just stable. Think how angry. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Frustrated. Mike is gonna get there. He knows he's just as quick as Falcon. He could probably go for a move on any other circuit, but because it's Monaco, he's just got to deal with it. He can't go for a move and risk putting both of them in the wall and getting in trouble with the stewards. It's just Mike will have to get aggressive. We know Mike is not the most aggressive. If Falcon was behind Mike, it could be roles reverse, a completely different story. We know Falcon isn't afraid of going for certain moves, can be stupid sometimes. Mike maybe is a bit more cautious, but he has to realise here, Mike, he's got a 35-point lead. He can afford to lose these 7 points, can't he? There's no point in him trying to force Falcon off, risk getting in trouble with the stewards, maybe getting a race ban or something like that. He can understand that he can afford to lose his 7 points. Just checking if Clay is penalty free or not. He has got 2 warnings. He is still penalty free though, so good for him. Neither of the front 2 have yet got a penalty. Guys, keep an eye on the bottom left, sorry, just in case I miss it, for any of the top 3 to get a penalty. Unfortunately, Clay is just not really catching. He caught 2 tenths on that lap. Mike is there. He should start to go for these moves. Takes a look, but Falcon isn't going to get worried by that. Mike's just compromising traction, isn't he? They're up the hill. He needs to stop doing that. He's never going to get close enough to make a move. To be fair to Mike, he hasn't been close enough to make a move yet. But, you know, if he hasn't been close enough, so you can't really criticise him in that aspect. And I don't think he can help it. I think just general pace-wise, these two are so similar. The only thing, as I said earlier on, is helping Mike is the fact that Falcon put his tyres on 1 lap later. But I think it's comfortably soft to the end, and I don't think that's going to play a massive part, especially in a track where dirty air is so huge. Mike's tyres might end up worse off, and you can see Mike is now over a second behind Falcon. So what's happened there? Yeah, don't know what happened there. Maybe just he might. Oh, and then Mike goes so close to the wall there, and he's lost a heap of time. Clay has caught almost a second this lap. Clay is on fire, though. Mike has lost so much time this lap. His tyres might be starting to die here, but Clay is catching. Yeah, Clay is catching. Mike, no DRS. So Mike's had an absolute atrocious lap. Yeah, Mike is crumbling here, and push, Clay. Push, come on. Yeah, but Mike is just losing time. That is favouring Falcon. No penalties yet. Mike's tyres, because they've been in dirty air for so long, they just might not be able to withstand it. He might have to back off. And Clay is now within 2 seconds. Come on, Clay, you can do it. Johnny gets another 3-second time penalty. That's 12 seconds for Johnny. But he might actually, he's still going to get 8th, look, because Mr. Cost is 28 seconds behind him. So it's okay for him. Mike seems to be... He's a lot of pressure, doesn't he? Mike seems to be struggling, doesn't he? Falcon seems composed and calm. It was complete roles reverse this time last week. But Falcon's come here to get his revenge, to get that gap down to 28 points once again. It's not over yet, though. We still have 14 laps to go. Unfortunately, Clay just isn't catching. He's maintaining about that 2 seconds. He's just not catching his Clay, but Mike is losing time to Falcon. So it's Falcon pulling away a little bit. But maybe we should see Mike make a few mistakes. Bear that in mind. But Clay, even though he's on a quicker compound, he just doesn't seem to be catching him that much. I think it's a glitch, the locking up glitch, guys. Apologies. I don't think everyone is locking up. I think it's a glitch. Still no DRS for Mike. Oh, and that's damage, I think. I think that's damage for Mike. I think... That's damage. I heard something come off. I'm not sure. That might be damage. Clay has actually caught 0.3 of a second in that first sector. But Clay is on it. It's not over here. Clay doesn't have a penalty either. Go on, Clay. Put it in the chat, guys. Go on, Clay. Come on. Clay could push here and surprise Mike. Mike has just lost it, hasn't he? It might be damage for Mike. I'm not sure. Hello, though. Is that Johnny in the Ferrari? He may play his teammate a bit of... No, he doesn't. Well done, Johnny. Well done, Johnny. Not playing his teammate too much there. Clay is now within 1.6 seconds, but Mike, again, is catching up. So Mike has had a better lap, but I'm pretty sure he got damage. Don't quote me, though. It might not have. Clay is now within 1.3 seconds. Go on, Clay. Clay's got a penalty, unfortunately. Oh, dearie me. Clay has just got a penalty, so that puts him out of the late race then. That's a 2-horse race now. Mike has had a good lap, though. Mike has had a very good lap. He's right on the back of ERL Falcon now. DRS, he's got to go for it. He's running out of time. Mike's got to go for it. Will he go for it? Looks at it. Does he go again? Mike doesn't go for it, but Falcon's run wide. Falcon has run wide. This is going to be costly then. So Falcon moving all over the place to defend his time here. Mike is all over the place. Down the inside goes Mike, but Falcon defends pretty well, I must say so, into Casino. Mike should have gone for it there. Mistake by Falcon. Didn't capitalise. Falcon defended well. Fair play to him, but Mike should have capitalised. Clay is right on the back then. Clay's not dirty at all. He made his one move, Zarlan, going into the hill. That wasn't dirty at all from Falcon. Clay is right on the back, but unfortunately, I didn't see it myself, but according to the comments, he's got a penalty. He does. That's so unfortunate because he's right on the back of these guys. Mike, it seems quicker now. Mike is getting aggressive. He's had enough. He's running out of time, is Mike. He's deciding, okay, all or nothing now, and he's within 2 seconds. But Clay, he could still win, yeah, because he's on the quicker time. Good point from Cliffy there. Clay is within a second of Mike now. We may not have a three race for the win, but we'll have a three-way battle on track. Mike is so close. Now, DRS, he's got to go for it, Mike. Mike's just got to grow some, and just go for it. He's just got to now. He just cannot afford to just keep staying behind him. Otherwise, he's not going to win this race. As I said, though, he can afford to lose those 7 points. He's 35 points clear. That will be running through Mike's mind, I'm sure. He knows Falcon's holding him up for sure. Clay is right on the back. I'm surprised Falcon isn't going this. It's paying off, yeah, as Tony said, he's being a lot more aggressive, but he still hasn't gone for a move. The whole race, since Mike's been behind Falcon, he's still not yet gone for an overtake. Clay's right on the back. It's such a shame he's got a penalty, because otherwise he could have a three-way battle. He's right on the back, so Mike's got to start going for a move somewhere. Turn water into Casino is probably his best option. I don't know what to do. Mike's just got to go for it. Falcon seems to be struggling a little bit more, but Falcon defends well once again. Falcon defended exceptionally once again. That's twice now he's defended oh so well, including into the swimming pool. This is still a three-way battle, don't get me wrong. Mike goes for the look. He doesn't quite. He should have gone for it there. Mike's got to get more aggressive with the moves. He's running out of time. He's just got 11 laps to go now. DRS, he's oh so close. He might go into turn 1 here. Is he going to go for it? No, he doesn't yet again. Wow, okay. Mike is going for it. Mike is so close. Mike is going to go for it, I think. It's a Casino. He has to go for it, does Mike. Does he go for it again? Falcon covers the inside line. Some more great defending from Falcon. Falcon's been my driver of the day today. He's done some exceptional overtakes and some phenomenal defending, has Falcon. Mike is going to be getting frustrated, but Mike knows he's just got to stay calm. Mike's got a penalty! That's game over for Mike. So Falcon then needs to just play it safe. Mike has got a penalty, and I believe, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is game over. But now Clay is in the fight, because Clay can catch up with Mike and get P2. Yeah, Mike just got a penalty. I saw that. So Falcon is going to win the race as long as he doesn't get a penalty. That happened last week, though. Mike got a penalty, and Falcon just kept pushing and got himself a penalty. Let's see if he's learned from his mistake. That cost him the win last week. So let's see if it happens. Mike got a penalty for corner cutting. It was his third corner cut. But you can see, I think that's, Clay just struggling on those tyres. Is Mike going to go for it? I don't know. I think Mike knows he's quicker, though. I think Mike knows he's quicker, and Mike's going to go for it. And then he'll just pull away. So Mike's got to go for it then, unless Falcon gets a penalty. Yeah, now it gets interesting for Clay, but he seems to be struggling a little bit behind, for sure. Well, Mike has a few options, doesn't he? Try and risk it and wait for Falcon to get a penalty, which is probably the riskier option. Or go try and pass him, be aggressive, pass him, and then try and pull away. That's probably Rip Lakitu, his best option. Yeah, look at that. Clay is within 6/10. He's just experienced what Mike experienced earlier on in the race. Mike's got to go for it, I think. Mike cannot rely on Falcon getting a penalty. He did it last week. I don't think he's going to make the same mistake again. Mike's just got to go for it. Mike has just got to realise he might be quicker. Mike's got to go for it. He's close enough. He's got to go for it, but once again, doesn't. Mike is just too cautious. Mike is too cautious. Go on. Up the inside of Raskas. He takes a look. Falcon defends well. Falcon almost goes sideways. Oh, so close, but Mike's got DRS again. Mike loses the back end once again. How close is Clay? Pretty close is Clay. Wow, 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 wow. Be aggressive, Mike. I completely agree, Dreamclex. Mike has just got to go for it. He's being too cautious here. It might be because he has a 35-point lead in the championship. He doesn't have to risk anything. That's probably why he's not being cautious, and he's relying on Falcon to get a penalty. But even if Falcon gets a penalty, I still think Falcon will win the race, because he's just seemed to defend so well this whole race. For sure. For sure. I cannot criticise the way Falcon has defended this race. Just really exceptionally well, in my opinion. And oh, Clay is right on the back now. Look, Clay is like, hang on, I'm having me a bit of this. Mike goes for it around the outside. He hits the wall. Oh, they come so close. Now Clay goes for it. Down the inside goes Clay. Mike's in the wall. Clay's into P2. What a move from Clay. Wow, P2 for Clay. Mike's been pretty much forced into the wall, but Mike went for it. Falcon did a good job, and then Mike has got damage. Mike realises he has to pit. Clay has snatched himself a P2 in this race. You could argue that was a little bit aggressive from Clay, but at the end of the day, it's Monaco. Mike made a mistake. They were side by side. Clay had every right to do that. He was also max lock. I don't think that's Clay's fault. I think he did what he could. Mike might catch the gap. He's going to have to catch 18 seconds. I don't think he will. Clay not messing about at all, is he? And well, remember, Falcon doesn't have a penalty, but we've just seen what Clay is capable of. He doesn't want to mess about, so he might do the same to Falcon. If he does the same to Falcon, I think it's unfortunate for Mike. He got unlucky, but I don't think it's Clay's fault as such. He got unlucky, but I don't think it's Clay's fault. Clay might be driver of the day. I think he might be if he, that move there on Mike was pretty good. Remember Falcon's moves at the start of the race. I think at the moment Falcon's my driver of the day. He's defended well. He's attacked well. He's done everything that he has to do. Has Falcon. Knock on wood, he doesn't get a penalty. If Clay overtakes Falcon and wins this race, 100% my driver of the day. He's done a great job. Yep, indeed he has. He's right on the back. We know he doesn't want to mess about, so Falcon has got to be aware of it. He saw the move. He went with Mike. I've never seen anyone get the inside of Tibet, and he did. Just all guts. He went everything on the line, risked his own car, and it paid off, and that's why what happens. That's what the best drivers in the world do. And Clay has just turned up, and that's going to mean Mike is in P3. And if Falcon wins, Falcon's going to get 10 points, and it's going to be 25, not 28. Yeah, so that helps Falcon quite a bit, to be fair. We'll get Mike and Falcon in the interviews after the race, and we'll ask for Mike's POV of that. Wow, but it's not over yet. It's still not over. Because Clay, yes, he has a penalty, but Falcon could quite easily get one himself. And we know Clay doesn't go. Clay will go for pretty much every gap. A little bit unfair from Falcon. I don't know what you're talking about there. I don't know whereabouts you're on about. But Clay is absolutely pushing the wheels off that Sauber. I know how that feels. I did that in F2 last week, pushing the wheels off a Sauber. It's not fun. It just feels heavy, but he's doing a great job, is Clay. Oh, he looked for it in Raskas. He's desperate, isn't he? He wants this. Maybe not the race win, but just to finish P1 on track. Nikita's up into P5 again. It's been a great recovery drive from him. He's lost his front wing 2 or 3 times now. I think he's going to go for it here, Clay. Go for it, Clay. No, he doesn't. Clay he isn't messing about, is he? He wants to get P1 on track, and he might even pull away as he's on the supers. Watch out, Falcon. You've got Clay behind you. Falcon, I must say, though, has done very well this race. Yeah, he's defended well, he's attacked well. At the moment, he's my driver of the day. But Clay is still pushing hard. Meanwhile, Nikita is right on the back of George Alice. Down the inside goes Nikita. George Alice defends well. Oh, wow, Nikita's right on the back of him here. Oh, into turn 1. Side by side they go here. George Alice and Nikita, they go so close here. And Nikita's getting around the outside here. Into turn 1. Around the outside into turn 1. They catch again. Oh, and it's so close. Nikita's lost his front wing again. And he's losing positions. Oh, dearie me. Nikita has just lost another bit of his front wing. How unfortunate for him. I don't think he did. I think Mike just ran out of room. I'm not sure, Dreamplex, sorry. I think Mike just ran out of room. So it's so unfortunate for Nikita. But here comes Clay, just a little bit too far back on this occasion. More damage for Nikita, and they're side by side now with laps car of Fissy. Falcon a bit aggressive. I think he's allowed to make his one move, isn't he? So he has to. I don't think he's aware that Clay has a penalty. So yeah, George Alice then is in 4th. Kovic Jimmy in 5th. Nikita losing time now because of that front wing damage. Such a shame for him. Clay, as I said, you know, even Clay's been aggressive, but you can't be that aggressive. Oh, and that's, oh, who's that? That's Pedrick in the Haas. Who is spun. I must say, though, if safety car was fixed, it would have spiced this race up a treat. Because we've had about 2 safety cars. I think that might be a penalty for Falcon. Nope, don't think so. Thomas is in 5th, but Nikito is right on the back of him. Nikito is not going to be as aggressive as Falcon. He's not going to break leg. He's going to go around the outside, but Thomas Jimmy defends it well. Yeah, Falcon's done nothing wrong. I completely agree with Cliffy there. He definitely defended his position. Didn't need. Yep, I think that's true. I completely agree with Tony there. Tony plays Cliffy, whatever you want to call him, many names he is. I completely agree with him. So Clay seems to be falling back a little bit. Maybe his tyres going off low. Let's just triple check Falcon has another penalty. Falcon only has 1 warning, I think. That's phenomenal from Falcon. Falcon at the moment is definitely my driver of the day. 2 phenomenal attacking moves, defended well the whole race. He's only got 1 warning. Johnny gets another 3-second time penalty. It's almost close. Mike didn't fix front wing. Interesting. That's very interesting from Mike, but I don't know. I'm not sure. If he didn't fix his front wing, they didn't have to pit, did he? Interesting from Mike. If that's true, Zan, then why did he pit? He could have at least tried and held off. Well, at least he was behind Clay, wasn't he? Yeah, I'm not sure. He could have at least tried and gone for it again. He'll be fine. He won't get caught up by George Alice because George Alice has a penalty anyway. It's fine for Mike. Not sure, maybe he wanted to try and get it fixed and then it didn't work. As I said, Falcon's putting away and I think Falcon has done absolutely nothing wrong now. As long as he gets it to the end now with no penalty, knock on wood, he would definitely be my driver of the day. Yeah, for sure, he has done a good job, hasn't he? And he's apparently a lap ahead. No, he's not. Yeah, 8/10 of a second ahead now. And now you can see not much is happening, but it's been a great race here in Monaco, I must admit. Yeah, it won't go on auto, that's true. So if Mike still had it on auto, it wouldn't fix. It has to be red to fix on auto, yeah. So that's probably what happened to Mike there, Zarlan. Possibly so. It's been a great race though, hasn't it, so far? And Nikito has got it. Nikito and George Alice side by side. Nikito's got his revenge after losing his front wing. Nikito moves into P4. Thoroughly deserves. It's been a great drive from him. Dita has. It's been an excellent drive from Nikito. Also from Falcon Covis. Jimmy has just got a time penalty, unfortunately. But unfortunately he's 10 seconds ahead of John, so he'll be comfortably P6 anyway. There's so many penalties going on, I can't really confirm net positions. Guys, get ready. We will have ERL Falcon and Michelangelo 53 in the interviews with us. We'll try and get Clay if we can. So if you guys, I think it is also over here in the commentary box. If you guys want to think about some questions for definitely Falcon and Mike and possibly Clay. So get some questions going there. I think we might even have Johnny in there as well. Maybe not, because he's kind of been at the back a little bit as well and do a lot of time penalties. But Clay is there. Clay's right on the back. All Falcon has to do now is make sure he doesn't get another time penalty, and I think he's got it. Yep. That's the first drink of water I've taken all race because I couldn't stop talking because there's been so much action. I just haven't had time to stop talking. Guys, I think this race deserves a thumbs up. It's been a stellar race and Clay has got held up behind an AI. That's unfortunate. I don't know how that happened. But guys, I think this deserves a thumbs up. It's been a phenomenal race. Maybe just as good as Spain. I said at the start, if we get anything like Spain, we'll be very privileged. And to be honest, I think we have got a race very similar to Spain. Considering the front two is almost front three, very similar to Australia when we had Mike, Falcon and Cliffy battling it out for the win. Yep, here we go then. Falcon about to start the final lap of the race. So lap 39. Oh, I thought that said ERL Falcon then. I was so close. So Falcon's just got to bring it home now. Even let Clay through maybe and just not get a time penalty. Should be relatively easy for a driver of the calibre of ERL Falcon. But it's not been easy for him though, has it? He's defended well, attacked well, got the right strategy, and only got one warning. Knock on wood. Really, really well done. I cannot complain. But Clay has performed a great move on Mike. and we'll get a thoroughly deserved P2. So Falcon will gain 10 points on Mike if all things stay the same, which they should as they're entering the tunnel now. Means the gap will be 25 points heading into Canada, where Falcon is quicker again. So it's definitely looking positive for Falcon. He's gaining 10 points here to get back to 25 points and is quicker, or looks quicker, heading into Canada. So the gap will really spice up, and so will this championship. As I said, we're only at round 6. It's very early doors for this championship, but still, it's definitely going to be between Mike and Falcon. We've had 6 races now, and it's been pretty much them versus them. Those two against each other. It's been phenomenal this season so far, so stay with us, guys. Here we go, then, round the final corner. The ERL Falcon to win in Monaco. It's ERL Falcon who takes the crown in Monaco. And the lead in the World Championship is decreased to 25 points. A stellar drive from ERL Falcon. Phenomenal overtaking, phenomenal defending. Definitely my driver of the day. Very well done to him. It was an absolute stunning race. And Clay, a great race for him to get P2. Mike's P3 loses 10 points to Falcon, 25 points in the championship. And wow, what a race that was. And I think we can all agree in the comments, a comfortable driver of the day and deserved win from ERL Falcon. After your criticism of him last week, not driving correctly, he's absolutely drove correctly today, and without a doubt has drove phenomenally and deserves this race win here in Monaco. Yep, don't think you can criticise him today. Didn't do much wrong. Nikita got unlucky with the front wing for sure, but yeah, Falcon didn't do much wrong, I don't think. Thoroughly deserved winner of this race. And I wouldn't say, of course, he was always in the championship, but the championship decreases by 10 points and it holds up once again. This season is just turning out to get better and better. We've had 6 races so far where Mike and Falcon have been ding-donging the whole race, apart from Russia. Yeah, very well done to ERL Falcon. We'll get him in the party. We can speak to the guys, think of some questions, get your questions ready for ERL Falcon and Michelangelo. When they join the party, we'll try and get Clay in as well. So here we are. We've got them joining now. I believe that's ERL Falcon, is it? Hello? Anyone? Nope, no one's there. Unfortunately. Oh, hello, Johnny. What happened to you? You had so many penalties.
Cancer, that's what happened.
Cancer, yeah. 18 seconds.
Yeah. What I was trying to do at first was I got damage on lap 1, so I was trying to like conserve and make sure that I didn't get damage again. But the damage was causing me to get penalties, and then in the final stint I put focus off, so it's just trying to go a bit faster.
Fair enough. Right, so guys, got any questions for Falcon and Mike? Falcon and Mike, are you here? I guess you are.
Hello.
Mike, alright, we're going to start with... Okay, so Falcon's going to ask Mike then. Mike, I want to get your opinion on the move that Clay did on you. From our side, it looked pretty fair. It was aggressive for sure, but you were side by side heading into the corner. Seemed pretty good from my end. So, what was your opinion on that? What was your view and take on that?
Didn't really think about it. It was just about the contact I made with Falcon that put me off, and then the incident with Clay was just the aftermath. So. Yeah, it was. These things happen. Yeah, obviously Clay didn't. Yeah, I got what I deserved today.
Yep.
Third place. We beat Falcon.
Mike, one question coming in from the audience as well. Did you mean to not repair your front wing, or was that because you was on auto repair, or did you not mean to repair your front wing?
Yeah, it was because I was on auto repair.
Oh right, okay, yep. So that's a note for the future to keep it on yes. It's on yes if it's not red. Falcon, very well done to you today. I must say, an absolute stellar drive. Complete opposite end of the spectrum from last weekend. Massive improvement from you. Are you happy with that result today?
Well, I don't see how I can be sad from... I really thought starting in 4th, my best was probably 2-3.
Yeah.
But I got a really nice launch and managed to get around the outside of turn 1 of Clay, which was a really nice move and quite satisfying to do it. And then I can't remember who was in 2nd, but
Nikita, he pitted.
Nikita made a mistake on the 2nd lap.
Yeah.
He had to pit, and then I was directly behind Mike, which was nice. My tyre wear was really poor on the ultras, so I went for the undercut on lap 9, I believe, or 8, and didn't quite get him, but luckily just George Alice was my saviour that race, and he just got out ahead of Mike was held up. I managed to do him around the outside of Matinee, and I did the same with George next lap.
Yeah, I mean those two, that's some stunning moves. Very well done. The chat absolutely loved that. Yeah, very well done, Falcon. Definitely drive of the day. That was the best race I've seen in a long time. So very well done for you, Falcon. No mistakes for you today, and thoroughly deserve that. Let's talk about a bit more then. Long-term championship. I know it's a long, we're only 6 races in, but you know, definitely seems like you two are going to be battling it out for the championship. Of course, it was 35 heading into this race. Falcon took a good chunk out of that lead now. 25 points heading into Canada. Are you confident we can decrease that gap again in Canada?
It's certainly one of my favourite tracks.
Yep.
I'd obviously love to win again, but hopefully I can take the momentum of 2 podiums in a row, win for Canada for what will be last race. Today, and hopefully I can carry momentum.
Isn't that 3-3 in the race wins between you two now, isn't it? Wow.
Well, it is, but don't count out the likes of who was it? Clay.
Clay was very quick today, yeah. So promising.
Had a bit of a poor race, but I think he'll come bouncing back. We know he's got the pace.
Yep.
So don't count any of those guys out, and there are other drivers as well. Georgianis, Vakitu, loads of other drivers.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely going to be a spicy championship.
Yeah. Just worth pointing out to the people who are watching, I won't be racing Canada.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. You put it here first. Michelangelo, your championship leader, will not be racing Canada. So if Falcon wins, then it's tied heading into Baku. Interesting. So Falcon, that's definitely going to boost you in confidence.
Well, I'm not going to get too cocky at all, actually. As I said earlier, there are so many other drivers who can contend. If I make a mistake, if I get too many penalties, then they'll just be straight there to pick up the pieces.
Well, I want to mention that actually, because Canada's another track limit strict track, but I mean today you have 1 warning, amazing. So I would definitely not put it. I would definitely, you know, say that you won't. You would be very surprised if you did get a penalty in Canada, because I mean, you know, the way you drove today, and probably stricter around Monaco. So that's definitely one of your strengths. Obviously, your tyre wear is one of your weaknesses. So if we get some more tyre wear heavy circuits, then of course it would favour Mike. But I want to ask both of you to now. You're looking forward to this next season, be battling each other for Season 3 World Championship.
Well, yeah. Certainly, I mean, these 6 races have already been so tense, and we've got very nice battles in Monaco as well here, which anyone would think that there would be no battles, no overtakes. We tried some, and I think we put on a pretty nice show, and we are enjoying it ourselves, so we hope we're
giving the fans some nice racing.
It was incredible today. The chat absolutely loved it today, and for that reason, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and the like button as well, because that was a phenomenal race, and we've had 6 great races from these two, and don't doubt it, it'll be back again week in, week out. Don't forget to join us next week in Canada, where Mike will not be racing. It's Advantage Falcon. He'll be riding the momentum wave heading in to Canada. We'll see you in a week's time. Bye-bye.